What if the very thing that you're here to teach is the thing you once feared the most? Welcome to Thrive After 45, the podcast where you remember the woman you were never meant to forget. I'm Denise Drinkwalter, heart whisperer, midlife mirror, and mentor for the woman awakening to her power. This is your space to shed expectations, collapse timelines, and return to yourself. For you, by you, because of you. It is an absolute honor and a privilege to welcome and reintroduce Dr. Doreen Downing to our show today. Doreen is not just a clinical psychologist with a doctorate from a very prestigious university. She's a woman who's cracked open one of the most personal challenges any of us can face: the fear of using our voice. Despite decades of expertise in human behavior, Doreen secretly struggled with intense public speaking anxiety. Not nerves, but crippling avoidance. Instead of hiding behind the title, she chose to do the deep inner work. And what emerged is her life's signature contribution: the Find Your Voice method, a powerful blend of psychology, mindfulness, and lived experience created to help others break free from silence, finally speaking their truth, whether in boardrooms, on stages, or in their own homes. She's mentored thousands over the past 45 years. She was a licensed she was licensed as a psychotherapist in California in 1980, and today she's a fearless speaking mentor who helps people stop performing and start expressing. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our show today.
Oh, Denise, that was fabulous. I know I gave you a few uh, lines about myself, but what you just did to integrate and make it very, it was just beautiful. I just want to say thank you for whatever you added to it to make it feel like, yeah, that's my truth. It is absolutely my truth, and I feel kind of teary just having it reflected back to me. Wow, it
Uh,
is life.
well, it's been an amazing journey, and I can't even begin to understand the depths of which you've had to reach to get to what you are doing now. I mentioned in the opening sentence, what if your biggest fear became your life's purpose and you moved people and mountains through everything you've grown and learned? And that's exactly what you do. And
Yes,
it's amazing. It
yeah,
shows all of us what is truly possible instead of letting the fear take us over.
I know. Or even try and battle the fear and do it anyway. I know that that's a
Mm,
it's a strategy for some, but for more sensitive types like myself, I couldn't do it. I couldn't just pretend or knuckle my way through or memorize. I have to tell you, when I was in Toastmasters, I would memorize a 5-minute speech.
right.
And I would do it maybe 50 times. Nevertheless, when I got up in front of folks, I'd forget.
Yeah.
And I know that that's part of the problem, is not being able to stand in the very present moment with whoever's in front of you, and be able to say, take my breath, come back, and feel the words coming from within me as opposed to
Hmm.
my script.
Yeah. Powerful. There's nothing like it. It's like you're tapping in, like you've said before, to your truth.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's a practice. I mean, it's a learning journey, and that's what's so exciting, having been a psychologist for 45 years here, that it really is a journey to who you are deeply inside, not all the layers that you've developed, like pleasing or pretending or, all the kind of P words.
Yeah.
The performance,
Yes.
not about, but in it's kind of difficult, I have to say, to be a stand for coming back to a quiet inner truth that and learning how to access that. That's one layer. And then how to express it, and then how to deal with whatever happens after you express it.
And have you found, or even with the people that you've worked with, thank heavens you're doing this work. I'm so grateful that you are doing this work. Have you found any of those layers in particular more challenging, or is it a whole package, or is it dependent on the person?
Well, I'd say they're patterns because
Okay.
that there are all sorts of assessments, personality styles, Myers-Briggs, are you introvert or an extrovert? And so I think that first, I don't want to use a particular
Sure.
assessment. First, I just want to help people understand their patterns.
Mm,
And it does seem to kind of fall into some categories, some of which I just started to talk about. Uh,
right.
how do you avoid speaking up and expressing your truth? I love what you said about from the boardroom. Well, it's actually from the
Yeah.
boardroom to the bedroom. Your voice
There you
is
go.
your most, yeah, your voice is your most valuable asset. And so, first of all, where are the places where you feel like you're silenced? I'm going to put my hand over my
Yes.
mouth,
Right.
where you hold back or where you get scared. That's the first step in self-discovery. I'm
Mm,
what I do is my work is more about people who want to be more of who they are, not just better speakers.
right. Eh, Say that again, because that was brilliant. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah, well, that's my work is not about helping people be better speakers and making better speeches and being better performers. Oh, I want
Yeah.
people to be truly lined up with who they are, who they're meant to be. And I think that it's a deeper place inside of us that we have to go to access, but you also have to learn how to make that inner journey. And that's why I love the guiding. To me, Denise, to me, I love travel.
Hmm.
I love to go to any place, but a
Yeah.
country or a city or even just out in nature and open myself up to explore. And that's what I bring, I think, to people who want to go within because most people don't know how to do inner work. They need a guide. And so I feel like that's what my whole life is. My whole life. My training, like you said, my lived experience. I thought that was
Right.
a good way to say it, has been about how to go within, face fear, learn how to embrace it, and
Mm,
then replace it. And those three are part of a training I do. Face, embrace, replace, fear.
love
It's a
that.
lot easier than what people, because they get afraid to face their fear. Well, I know some ways you can, and it's going to be maybe even a little fun.
Thank you for saying that because I beat on this drum a lot. And so I'm so glad that you shared. We make this fear into the biggest, darkest, blackest cloud that we could ever hold. And it's safer just to avoid it instead of going into it. But what I heard you say is it can be even fun
Mm.
because we explore in ways we wouldn't normally do.
Oh, yes. And what, to me, with this inner journey of facing fear and learning how to, there's a quote, what's in your way is the way. What's
Mm,
in your way is the way. And that is I think one of the guideposts is say, okay, if it's in your way, I love the idea of, I'm a big sister anyway. So I love the idea of taking somebody's hand and just saying, oh, look at that. And then learning how that, yes, it was perhaps a survival mechanism that that they figured out, luckily, early in life to protect themselves. But
Sure.
let's appreciate the fact that the fear did that for you. Yes. Thank you,
Right.
fear.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you, big guy.
There you go. There you go. So, what do most people get wrong about fear? And how do we actually start listening to what our fear is actually trying to teach us?
Great questions, both of them. The first, I'll go for the last one, and
Sure.
I'm not sure I'll remember the first question.
That's okay.
Last
I
one,
can repeat.
uh, the listening, because I think that is the absolute key to inner work is being able to, I'll just do it right now. Just take a breath, calm the whole nervous system down, and to have a place of a quiet observer.
Mm,
And that's through regulating your body so that your heart isn't beating fast and you're able
mhm.
to feel grounded in your belly and your feet, that there's a grounded sense of being in this very now. Maybe even close the eyes. I mean, it's kind of hypnotic, but it is a way of preparing yourself to face something that you know has been an impediment that's been difficult for you. So you train yourself to be a quiet observer, non-judgmental, and not
Right.
really trying to change the fear, but to
Mm,
learn about it, to explore it. So that's the kind of listening that I think is one that gets gets the truth, gets closer to the truth. And when you
right.
think about an animal that's been wounded, because that's what
Hmm.
we're talking about, our wounded voice, that you've got to approach very gently and
Hmm.
very slowly. And that seems to be the same truth about how to approach fear.
Yeah, I love that. What I'm hearing you say is that you sit with it.
Mhm.
And I love how you said, don't be judgmental, just be at one with it and try to pull that lens of curiosity.
Ooh, that's a nice way to say it.
Right?
Lens of
Yeah.
curiosity. Yes.
Yeah.
What can I learn here? What, so it's just a whole different approach. So I think your first question is, what do people get wrong about fear?
Right.
I remembered. Okay. So what I think they get wrong about fear is that they can't do anything about it and that
Mm,
it's it's something, it's what you said a few minutes ago. It's this huge, big obstacle that is just it creates too much terror in their bodies and there is some truth about trauma, and
right.
we don't want to activate or reactivate trauma. So that's why this new kind of deep listening with, what you say, curious lens,
Lens. Yeah. Lens of curiosity. Yeah.
curiosity. So so I think that they get what people get wrong about fear is that it's too big, they can't approach it, and uh, other people can feel the fear and do it anyway, but they
Mm,
can't. So they don't really, they haven't learned that there is an approach
right. Right. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
works. And it doesn't have to
Exactly.
be Toastmasters, because that's scary for so many of the people that I work with who have tried it and they feel like they go and it's not a safe place for them. For some it is. I'm not saying it's
Sure. Sure. Yeah. And I mean, what you have talked about, I think, is really the next level. I mean, I'm not totally familiar with Toastmasters. I have a cursory view of what it is, but it's more just about how you present. It's a presentation part. And you're talking aligning yourself with whom you really are and taking yourself and sharing that in a way that exudes not only confidence, but comfort from within.
You capture so much of the work that I do in such great words. You're just you're like a poet who is able to reflect the truth. Yes, that is what the way you just expressed it is. It's about learning more about what's really true for yourself and finding, I would call it courageous confidence to speak up.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And you mentioned the three different levels. I can't remember the second one, inside, looking at your inside. And then the third part was about what comes back to you as you share
Yes.
your
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
And that in itself, I'm sure, is an incredible journey for the people that you work with and how they get to learn, grow, and change by getting the feedback of what people hear or what they think they hear, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people are afraid to speak up and say what they really feel or what they really want because they're going to create something in the other person that they will then have to deal with. So that's what they're really avoiding. They're avoiding the consequence of expressing their truth.
Yeah.
And so um, there are ways to express truth, especially, let's say, anger,
Sure.
in a way that's much more relational or compassionate, or being able to really own your own truth rather than just a blasting at somebody. So I think those are some communication techniques that I think can help people when they're actually more, because there's the inner work and then of course there's the outer work of
Yeah.
how to express it, and then if it goes wrong, how to say, oh, I actually meant to say this and
Yeah.
this, like,
Yeah. Yeah. And
or accept that people have reactions and it's none of your business how they react to you.
right? Exactly. That's theirs to own. What they come
Right.
back with, that's about you. That's not about me. And if there's learning for me to understand that I didn't send my message across the way it was in my body, my mind, my heart, my soul, I'll rework it so I know that you really understand what it is I was actually trying to share, right? Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What is the secret to being confident to express yourself without that fear standing in the way?
Hmm. Oh, the secret. Well, my book has 7 secrets.
Well, there we go. We're going to get your book to get all seven. Is there one in particular that's really.
I'm glad you said that. Yes, because I probably don't want to go through all 7, but
Yeah.
that's the process, the find your voice process that I developed based on my own expertise as a psychologist and my own lived experience, as you said. So,
Yes.
see, the one that, oh, there's so many because there's aspects of it, but I would say uh, all of them, just as a way of explaining what it is. Every single one of my 7 secrets begins with B, B-E, B. I'll just say
Okay.
the first one is be still, the second one is be present, and then on and on and on till the seventh secret is be yourself. So we don't start with being yourself. That's the
Oh,
journey. So the stillness is the first, learning how to still the mind, the chatter, learning how to calm your beating heart, how to, so that's the first, is being still, learning how to be still in the midst of, maybe your heart is beating, but you can still have a centered, grounded
mhm.
sense of stillness inside. And so the second one, and I won't go further, but, and that this is to me what what's so powerful about my process is presence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be present because so much of the fear is in the past, whether it was family, teachers, other kids teasing,
Absolutely.
culture, thou shall not,
Yep.
that kind of thing,
To-
religion, all the reasons, the way that we've learned to hide ourselves and our voice is in the past. And then
mhm.
what we do is project it into the future, anticipating, uh-oh, I better not, or else.
Yep.
Or if something happened in the past, it's going to happen again. So learning how to take that breath, soften the eyes, that's another one of the lessons, but it's just
Mm.
soften the sockets around your eyes. Cheeks begin to relax, shoulders drop. It's magic. You could do that in any meeting.
Right. Yeah. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just be literally, like you just said, be still, be present, and
Uh-huh.
do all of that inside yourself, and everything changes because you change your energy. We have so much power and control that we
Yes.
don't utilize. But when we don't know, we can't do. And that's why Dr. Doreen has so many incredible gifts to share with you. And in our show notes, we absolutely will have how to connect with her and contact her and see all of the incredible things that she has out in the world right now to help all of us find our voice, right?
Yeah. And be confident to express what matters most. Oh, and what
Hmm.
you said in the show, right at the beginning of the show, that it's whether it's at home, some of the work that I do
Yes.
in teaching people how to listen, it changes their relationships. People
Yeah.
back to me and said, "My
Mm,
husband said that that's exactly what he's been wanting from me all this day," or that my wife is, that kind. They report back the power of what they learn about being present and about really using the eyes to stay with and listen with your eyes. I
mhm.
just feel like I could teach so much right now. But so anyway,
Yeah.
listen with your eyes is
Yeah.
another teaching, I think, as
Yeah.
opposed to
Yeah.
where you or listen from your heart. Hello, that's a
Hmm.
beautiful instruction, isn't it?
Hmm.
Listening. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we close, is there anything that you would absolutely love to leave our audience with today? Any closing remarks, any closing comments that are coming up for you that you want to make sure land on two ears for each audience member?
Mhm. Well, I would say the second step about facing and embracing the way that we are with ourselves in terms of being kind and gentle and patient and being our own, I guess you might say something like medicine that we bring to ourselves the opportunity by the way that we say hello in there.
Mm.
You're okay. You could come out now. I can make it safe for you. And
Yeah.
that's the hello in there feels like if people are still with us today, right now, and just but when we end, just go hello in there to yourself.
Love that. I love that. If this episode and our conversation has stirred something in you, if you felt an ache of a voice that's still locked inside, or the pull to maybe speak more clearly or more boldly, more you, this is your sign. Come and explore the Me Academy, and it's where we don't just talk about growth, we live it. It's where women over 45 rewrite the second half of their lives with more power, presence, and purpose than ever before. You can find all of this information in the show notes. You can find all of the incredible information and Dr. Doreen Downing's gifts. What a calming presence you have. I want to thank you so much for being here. So
Oh,
much.
yes. Well, it's truly, truly, truly a wonderful moment to share with somebody else who has deep heart.
Thank
Thank,
you.
thank you.
Until next time, speak it, feel it fully, and don't forget your next chapter is not a reinvention, it is a remembering.